here we are in front of Reece's second coop, and we're going to talk about some of Reece's coop must-haves. So
this is one of the most important pieces of our coop. We talked about it on the Excellent Adventures. Hardware cloth is probably the most protective type of cloth that you can have. But chicken wire keeps chickens in, but it doesn't keep predators out. Hardware cloth does. It's really tough material. It's hard to break into. So that's probably the most important thing when it comes to security. You can also have hardware cloth at the bottom of your coop or run, so nothing can dig into it and get into it. All right. Here's another must-have that is a rat trap. Having rats inside your food is one big problem. It can be.
Tell me about your camera setup. Like, how do those work?
All right, so our cameras work as they're motion censored. Something's happening at night. They have night vision and they're motion censored. If something runs by the coop, because the chickens aren't out at night, then the camera will pick up. I'll get an alert or a ping, then I know something's going on it's not supposed to. We also have some solar power motion sensor lights like these. If something comes in front, the light will pop on. If it's a raccoon or something, as soon as the light pops on, they're gone. They don't want anything to do with light because they're trying to be sneaky, right?
Tell me about your automatic door.
It's been a game changer because at 7:01, if I'm not out here, the chickens are very angry. So now that the door is open, I don't have to come out here at the butt cheeks of dawn and let the chickens out.
Right, so tell me about this guy.
Yes.
Who is this?
This is Mr. Who. Mr. Who is our barn owl. At night, he charges up through this little solar button, and then at night, head rotates at night automatically every few hours. And then it looks like something's already here. So if other owls see that the owl is here, they less likely to come and try to get into my coop or get around over here. We also have our daytime protection. We've got Nevermore. This is our fake crow. TikTok taught us that crows are our friends.
Crows are our friends.
So this is inside of the nesting box. We have 4 nesting boxes and they only use one, as you can tell, because chickens will pick their favorite nesting box and just go crazy in it. And we also have roosting bars here. The roosting bars are for at night. They like to sleep off the ground. Most of our chickens sleep off the ground. Some sleep low, so we got some low roosting bars as well for the ones that don't want to jump up high. We got our egg door, so I don't have to come in here to get the eggs. I can just pop this open, grab the eggs, and keep it going. In the summer and spring, we switch from bedding to nesting pads. For the most part, it keeps the eggs a little cleaner. Like as you can see with this egg, it's pretty clean, but when they lay on the nesting pads, you get cleaner eggs. And they're really easy because they're coming like almost like a carpet square. So like I can just take them, get them, and they're biodegradable. I could just get them on the coop ground, spread them out, they'll degrade, the chickens will scratch all in them, and then I could just put in new nesting pads. And then when the temperatures drop at really low degrees, we got newer pullets. We'll put this on and they'll get the little extra heat inside the coop too. We'll hook this up to a really long cord and just run it to a dedicated line from the house. A little door here that goes into the run. We have chicken toys in here that they never use, and if we go on a run, I can show you 2 must-haves that have been a game changer for us. One is these right here, this chicken water and chicken feeder. This is a nipple waterer. All chickens don't like nipple waterers, so we do have an alternative for them, but this thing lasts for about 2 weeks at a time. In the hot summer, you want to have a water source that's going to be just dedicated to keeping those chickens hydrated. Right here is our chicken feeder. This will last for a couple of weeks at a time, and it keeps the food pretty fresh. We have it raised off the ground. It makes it a little easier for them to peck their little heads in there and get them. So we use metal cans because rats can't chew through them. But we also have these on the feed because I have goats that love chicken feed. So they are smart enough to knock over this can and get to make it all you can eat buffet. It's right here, it locks. If I lock it, they can't open it. If I unlock it, it can open. And now I can just open up and get to my chicken feed. These things are only about 17 bucks on Amazon. But it saved me $50 in feed when I got goats trying to break into it. We're in the goat palace right now. They got a few places to play around in, but the chickens love them too. Any given time I can come in here and find chickens sunbathing in here, hanging out with the goats, hanging out on their play set, or looking for a goat feed that the goats left behind, because chickens are opportunistic eaters.
So we're standing in my favorite area right now. We're the potbelly pig area. You gotta tell me, how did you end up with 2 beautiful potbelly pigs?
A phone call. Yeah, somebody saw us online and said, hey, I heard you do rescue animals. I got this potbelly pig. He needs rehoming. So this is how we got Wesley. We got Wesley H. Swine back here. And then 2 days later, I got another call for Winona, for Miss Piggy back here, the female pigs. Now we have a pair of potbelly pigs. I started off, didn't want any pigs. Now we got 2 pigs because of what? Chicken math.
Chicken math. Chicken math. The gateway drug to other livestock. What do the pigs eat? What do you feed them?
Use a Purina pig feed. They eat that twice a day. But these piggies, they eat everything. So all the leftovers, even when the chickens don't want it, the pigs want it. The pigs eat everything and are willing disposal. So
instead of like throwing away food, right, you can bring your food out to your pigs and your chickens, so it upcycles your food a little bit.
It does. Awesome. So we don't have hardly any food waste in the house. Hardly.
Tell me one thing that you were really surprised about keeping potbelly pigs.
They're clean.
Get out of here.
Yeah, I never would have imagined it, but pigs are really clean. And I've learned that they will only poop in one place. Look inside of their houses. Like once we put the hay in there, they'll make the nest. And then they keep that clean. They won't poop near where they sleep. What you have to watch out for is they root. So they like dig their snouts into the ground and pull up grass or shrubs to eat the roots. So that'll make holes in your yard. And then they have a little pool area too to keep them cool because they don't sweat. So when it gets really hot, we have a shade for them right here. We have their houses, and then they also have a little pool that they can kind of hang out in.
And I have learned 2 things from you, Reece. I've learned that pigs are clean and that pigs do not sweat.
Yeah, they don't sweat. Yep.
I had no idea. So tell me, how did you get started in keeping chickens?
Pandemic project.
COVID chickens.
Yeah, COVID chickens. Yep. And on Instagram, COVID cluckers. I said I almost had that name.
Oh, COVID cluckers.
Right.
You know, I think I know what you're talking about. Okay. And shout out to COVID cluckers if you're watching.
Pandemic project, man. I got myself a couple of chickens with fresh eggs every day.
Yep, that's how it starts.
Look at us now.
Chicken math. This is what happens after chicken math. How many chickens did you start off with, and how did we end up here? Talk me through the process.
Okay, so the grocery store wasn't any eggs. I love breakfast food, right?
Yeah.
I wonder what it would be like to have chicken. So I got on Google University. Let's say that was a Monday.
Okay.
Wednesday.
Yeah.
Wednesday, I went to it's a local store called Ollie's, and in there, and they had a chicken coop in the middle of the store, like on one of those rolls with random things. It was one coop, and it said $50. I put it on the cart. I went into the front of the store, and it said, I said, "Can you price check this for me?" Right? Because I was like, "There's no way this thing is $50." I looked it up on my phone. It said $300-something.
Man, you got a deal.
I got a deal. She said, "Oh, it's $50." I said, "Okay, yeah, go ahead and ring it up." Right? Ring it up. I get the house, the chicken coop, this little coop. It's actually in there with the ducks now.
Yeah, okay.
We get the little coop, right?
Yeah.
And we put it together, man. From there, I'm on Marketplace and I'm on Craigslist that night, looking for chickens. And I said, I don't want to raise baby chickens. I don't know anything about that. I want chickens that are laying eggs now, because I'm getting this for eggs. Remember at that time, right?
Yeah.
I find a little farm nearby. The guy said $15 per chicken. I have no idea what I'm looking for. Looking at, I don't know about biosecurity. I don't know about sauerkraut. I don't know about anything.
Yeah.
I get 2 of the worst chickens you can find. Oh, no. But I'm happy. I'm like a kid in a candy store. I get my 2 chickens. Yeah. I go to Tractor Supply. I've never been in a Tractor Supply before this. I say, "Where do you find chicken food?" Tractor Supply pops up. I go there. I grab chicken feed. Got a waterer and a chicken feeder. I put it in a little coop, and I put the chickens in there. I said, "Okay, I'm gonna have eggs tomorrow."
Hey, did they produce eggs the next day?
These chickens were so stressed out that I didn't get eggs for like 3 months.
Oh no! Oh
and
no!
these are fully grown chickens. So during this time, chicken math hits me because I'm like, these chickens aren't laying eggs, right? After the month 2, these chickens aren't laying eggs. What is wrong with my chickens? So I'm looking up these different things, and they're like, okay, the chickens might be stressed out. It may be dehydrated. It could be millions of things. You don't know how old these chickens are. They could have been past their laying days.
Yep.
And there were 2 golden comets, and they look rough, man. They look rough.
Yeah.
So I found another farm. Now I know a little more, right?
Yeah.
I know a little more. I go to another farm, and this guy, it looks 100% better than the place I went to the first time. Okay. He's got guinea fowl running everywhere. He's got chicken, turkey, goats, everything. I'm like, this is amazing. So he's got a couple of pullets, a couple of buff Orpingtons,
Okay.
and they were just old enough to just start laying.
Okay.
I said, okay. He said, I'll give you these two, and it was a third one. So I'm transporting them back in the dog kennel. I don't know. One of the chickens breaks a leg on the way back because it doesn't. I don't have the correct. I don't know what I'm doing. I don't have the correct stuff at the bottom.
Yeah.
I end up looking something up on YouTube, building her a little sling, making a whole hospital bed. We call it the West Wing.
I don't know.
We get the chicken back right. She gets her leg healed.
Yeah.
So that's my first introduction to caring and learning how to fix something that's unwell, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Now these chickens are laying, so now I'm in love. I've got these two buff Orpingtons laying like 10 eggs. Then I've got these golden comets just now starting to lay brown eggs. Now I'm getting two different colored chicken eggs. Now I want to know what's the difference. So that's where it started going a little bit crazy for me.
I love it. Yeah.
So that was my introduction to chickens. It started with two rescue chickens that I didn't know I rescued. I paid for rescue
You paid
chickens.
$30 for the rescue chickens.
Right.
And that guy probably unloaded some sick chickens, and he made money on that.
He
and
did.
just said, where did the awesome name Blackyard Chickenz come from? Because I remember being online, and when you popped up and it said Blackyard, I was just like, this man is brilliant. That is the best name ever.
Right.
How did you come up with that one?
Well, Heath, as you know, I love everybody.
Yeah.
But as you can tell, I'm black.
I never,
So-
man, I don't know where this came from.
Right.
This is news. This is news to me.
I didn't see a lot of people that look like me in the space of having backyard chickens.
Man, okay.
Right? And
Sure.
that's kind of what it looked like. So I wanted folks to automatically see, okay, oh, he's a black guy with chickens. This is Blackyard Chickenz.
Yeah.
And it actually was a spelling typo when I said backyard chicken.
Get outta here.
Yes, and my the auto capture said Blackyard Chicken. And I said, oh, that's what we're going with.
Man.
So we did that, and then that's kind of how it came about. So it was godsend. I can't take credit for that one, but it did work out because people automatically said, okay, you're the Blackyard Chicken guy. You're the Blackyard Chicken guy, and I love it. Now we have black chickens, as you can see in the backyard. So now it has triple meaning now.
Tell me a little bit about the work that you've done with schools.
Okay, so we have a nonprofit prior to any farm animals. We have a nonprofit called Positive America Youth. Yep, and we go to different schools. We do programs, fitness programs, anti-bullying programs, literacy programs, and also with adults, we do feeding programs, mainly for families with kids. We fill up book bags for kids on the weekend. We have a food pantry. We do mass food distributions. So that's Positive American Youth. And now we've added a Blackyard Chickenz aspect to it, and now we're introducing these kids to farm animals because it's amazing for me. It's been amazing for my daughters. It's been amazing for anybody that comes here with little kids. The way they light up when they see these animals, I mean, you couldn't put a price on it. So we wanted to bring that to the masses. So now we have our Excellent Adventures petting program.
Excellent Adventures petting program. I love. Now, some of your chickens are rescues.
Yes.
So tell me a little bit about your rescue chickens.
Right, so that came from those first two chickens I got. Once I realized what I received, then I figured out, okay, some of these chickens need a better situation. So we look for chickens that have been overproduced, kept in little cages. So you know the trick, cage free. They say cage free. Cage free doesn't mean the chicken's not in a cage. Cage free means they have 100 chickens in one cage instead of in individual boxes. So we look for those types of situations that are local. We have overproduced chickens that are just put in these little boxes to lay eggs for the whole life. Chickens lay most of their eggs between 1 and 3 years old. Once they turn 3, these chickens are still producing, but maybe they're making 150 eggs a year instead of 300. So now they're not, I guess they're not good for that farm, for that output. So we've tried to find those chickens that are on their way to probably the glue factory or wherever they're bringing them to. We try to give them a better home.
That is fantastic.
Yeah.
Sunbathing back here. They are living their best chicken life out here. What do you do about predators? Like out here in the country, how do you handle dealing with predators?
Well, we have a livestock protection dog.
Okay.
She's really great at warning of danger and keeping danger away.
Right.
We've got some security cameras. I've ran out here many a night in a sweatshirt and undies, trying to keep things out of the yard. We in the summertime we do snake prevention. So what we do is put cayenne pepper around some of the pens.
That's great.
Yeah.
Okay, nice.
So if we got in the spring, we've got baby chicks, pullets just coming into their own, but they're still small. We got baby ducklings. We'll put cayenne pepper around their enclosures, and that'll keep the snakes away. As soon as snakes get in it, they hate it.
Okay.
A lot of dogs too, and as soon as they sniff it, they head the other way. They hit the road. So that's kind of the protection we've got.
What is your biggest piece of advice that you would give to anybody thinking about getting into this hobby?
Follow Heath online. He's gonna give you
Man,
every
your
step
check
of the way.
Your check is in the mail. We're gonna have to. I appreciate that. I appreciate that. But if you had a friend that called you on the phone, besides say, hey, follow Heath online, what would you recommend to somebody? Like, this is say, your friend from high school has called you and said, man, Reece, I've seen you online.
Yeah.
My kid wants chickens. How would you steer them in the right direction? Like, what piece of advice would you give?
Great question. 3 things. So the first thing I would say is first, find a backup plan. If you don't want those chickens, find a farm nearby that'll take your chickens. Before you even get them, call around and say, hey, if I had some chickens that need to be rehomed, could you take them? That'll be the first call you make. The second thing you do is look up your city ordinance to see if you can have chickens, how many you can have, what animals you can have. Because as you can see, I started with 2 chickens. We got potbelly pigs over here now. We got ponies, we got goats, we got ducks, we got more chickens. I got a rabbit community back here behind us. So your interest can get piqued and you can end up with the whole farm pretty easily if you really get into it. So that would be the second thing. Check the ordinances of what you can have and what you can't have. And then the third thing is your setup.
Yeah.
You got to figure out if you want to raise cute little baby chicks you see in the store online, or if you want to get something and jump right into it with chickens that are already laying. And then your setup. How to protect those chickens, whether you're putting the right type of coop, the right type of run, and what kind of predators you have in your area. Every area is going to have stray dogs. I don't care where you are. That's going to be your number 1 predator. Second, if you're in a community, your HOA president is going to be your second predator. That's your number 1, the second number 1. The stray dogs
100%. Yep. 100%.
Yep. HOA 1B. And then they don't want roosters in the neighborhood. If you get baby chicks, one of them may be a roo, and that roo's going to make noise at 5 in the morning. He's gonna crow.
He's gonna
right. So you gotta be ready for that. So I would just say those things: your setup, and then just getting the right coop, making sure it's in your budget to be able to feed and care for them. As I've come across a lot of things that happen with chickens that go wrong, you can care for them at home. A lot of preventative things come with what you feed them, the nutrients you give them, the nutrition. That's all going to go into it. And then how you keep them and how you upkeep it, because it's not a lot, but you do want to keep the coop clean. You do want to make sure your run is clean and not have to breathe, because chickens eat everything. Everything. So no styrofoam or no stuff like that, because they'll eat it, right?
Yeah.
So that type of stuff. I would say those 3 things. Check your backup plan, your ordinances and rules, and then your setup. Your setup is going to be key. You want to keep those guys protected.
Listen to this man. That is the biggest pieces of advice you could give anybody. Just please listen to it, especially the ordinances. What has surprised you the most about chickens? Like,
They could change a bad day.
Man.
Yeah, I think that's
I love
it. That's the most thing.
That's
I've
great.
come back here so many days where life gets frustrating, things aren't going the right way. I come back here and I sit on one of these benches and just feed them and watch them. If you watch a chicken take off, like if they run to you when you come back here with some treats or some goodies, like if I shook this bag right now, they've ripped into it.
Yeah.
And you see, look. You see those little feet running, those little drumsticks heading at you 100 miles per hour. There's no way you can continue to have a bad day.
where can we find you online? Like, what are your socials? Where do we want contact you if we want to know more about you?
Right, so online at blackyardchickens.com. Chickens with a Z. It's right here.
Yeah.
I was prepared today. Blackyard Chickenz, chickens with a Z. If you go to the website, you can sign up for our email list. We send out just information. Anytime we see if the ordinance changes in our area, or if we find out something that people need to know. I think the CDC released some information recently. USDA released some information recently. We send that type of stuff out. Also, we have all of our social media pages on there. So Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, tutorial videos, coop care, coop setup, all of that stuff is going to be on our website. It's like a one-stop shop. But now, if you're riding in the car, Saturdays 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. I'm on Magic 107.5, 97.5. Sundays 3 p.m. to 7 p.m. I'm on your radio. Probably not talking chickens, but you can hear my voice, and I'll give you some other information too.
Man, I really appreciate that. You guys, please go check out my friend Reece.